everybody.
I think the best part about that intro is that there's that little voice in there that almost sounds like it could be like a Mickey or Minnie.
Ha!
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, welcome to LPTV Disney Morning Show. We're going to talk about what's going on in the world of Disney on this quiet Monday because a lot of you guys are home today for the Juneteenth holiday. Some of us are not. We are broadcasting from our workplace.
I'm doing both.
Yes. We have at work, we have working from home, and then hopefully some of you are just at home not working, which is the best of all worlds. That lyric is not quite right. What I don't see is a single comment, and I'm very disappointed. Gio, I need to know if you're out there today, because if you are, I have some breaking news that relates to you. But if you're not, I won't bother.
Relates to Geo, wow.
Yeah.
They're bringing back the GM imprint. Geo? Was that?
R? All right. Do you like my shirt?
I love your shirt. I think it looks great on you.
Is there something I'm supposed to say?
You don't have to.
Okay. Well, this was a gift from Roosevelt's. I want to say this. This is a Roosevelt's. Somewhere on here is the logo. I still haven't found it. But, oh, there it is. There it is. My third Roosevelt's. I'm so happy to have this. Thank you very much for sending this to me, Roosevelt's. And
have you counted how many different Mickeys are on there?
No, I have not. Have you?
Becca started to. I don't remember the number, but it was more than she thought.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Looking around. Yeah, this is a simple one. This is a nice everyday Roosevelt's that I can, don't have to be in a special mood to put on. So the other two I have are, one is very special mood and the other is kind of in between. But this, I can wear this to a business meeting of non-Disney people. Not that I have any of those. So thank you, Roosevelt's, very much. Sporting this one today. I'll be sporting the other one tomorrow. So tune in if you want to see what Doobie looks like in two different shirts. Back to the show. My name's Doobie, by the way. I'm the co-founder here at Laughing Place, co-host of this show, Parks Talk and Disney Trivia Live. Over there is Kyle Burbank, co-host of this show and fill-in for Barely Necessities, as well as the co-host for Zach's of Live.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Coming back. That's this Friday, this Wednesday, right?
This Wednesday is when the show comes out. Yeah, I'm not sure when. We'll probably end up doing a show the week after.
So excited for this show whose name is not coming to mind right now.
Secret Invasion,
but I am actually excited. I've seen 3 Disney-related things over the past few days that I am going to talk about later, but I have finally seen, I'm not even going to tell you now, I'm going to tease it, but later we're going to talk about the 3 Disney things Doobie has seen recently that I'm excited to talk about. But we're going to start now, the way we start every show. Say something in the comments, people. I feel like I'm talking to myself. I know I'm not because I can see the numbers, but I feel like I am, so say something. You know who else isn't working today? The stock market. But they did close out Friday at a certain number. So we'll let Kyle guess that number. Where did Disney close on Friday?
I'm going to say down because I know we discussed the rate increase thing. They didn't end up increasing rates, but they did say that they're probably going to again. So I'm going to say down based purely on that. And the CFO left the company. I guess that's also could be a factor.
That little thing. No one's running the dollars, but yeah, okay. 91.32. I believe that is a bit down from. We didn't do a show last Thursday or Friday because I was out of town, so I know it was in the 92, maybe even up to 93. So Disney stock is languishing.
We're out of town for a cup of coffee.
I know. I left at 3 p.m. on Thursday and got back at 8 a.m. on Friday. I love that kind of life. I want to be a jet setter. I really do.
You want to live that Benji life, basically.
I do.
Where you're like, it never occurred to me that you'd be in Orlando on Thursday if you were in the office on Wednesday and Friday. And yes.
Exactly. I love airplanes. I love airports. It makes me happy. So, yeah, the travel part. Okay. Stephen Singleton, hello from Cheyenne, Wyoming. I'm going to be in your neck of the woods, at least the Wyoming part.
It's a big state, but yeah.
Yeah, very soon. Is it a big state?
It's a big empty state, yeah.
Big empty state, because it's got a small population, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And hello, Jennifer. Thanks for joining us out here. All right, let's get to some actual important stuff. Did Ethan take the day off, or is he here?
Oh, of course Ethan's here,
Okay.
He already had enough weekend.
Union demands are.
Here he is.
Good morning and welcome to the return of the LP Disney weather update after a very long weekend. I hope you had a good one because mine was pretty darn great. Funny how I find myself in love with you. If I could buy my reasoning, I'd pay to lose. One half won't do. I've asked myself, how much do you commit yourself? It's my life. Don't you forget. It's my life. It never ends. It never ends. Anyway, enough talk. Let's get to the weather. Anaheim will start off cloudy, then get partly cloudy, then mostly sunny, then partly cloudy, and then mostly cloudy throughout the day. All the while, they'll hit a high of 73 with a low of 63. Walt Disney World will see a heat index in the hundreds today. Scattered thunderstorms will be possible briefly in the evening as well. Castaway Cay will get to 87 this afternoon, but that will feel like 98. Unfortunately, thunderstorms may be present for a few hours in the mid-afternoon, but those should clear by the evening. Speaking of storms, Disneyland Paris is raining tonight with showers and scattered thunderstorms in the forecast for the rest of the night. Tokyo will be partially overcast tomorrow with a very reasonable high of sub 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Shanghai will kick off the day with showers. While those should subside around lunch, it is possible that they'll re-emerge briefly in the evening. Finally, Hong Kong will also start the day with storms, but they should taper off in the late morning. They'll reach a high of 87 that feels more like 99. And that's the weather report for today. It's great to be back and hopefully I see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.
That's such a. First of all, I learned I don't know the lyrics to that song until they get to the chorus. That song is so sad for me because my favorite teacher of all time, Mrs. Franco from my high school. Wait, what song was that?
That's It's My Life by Talk.
Okay, that's what I thought. The group is Talk. Okay. All you ever do is talk because we have almost everything. All we ever do is talk, which is a whole different song. It's My Life. She that was like her theme song during a period in her life because she was having marital issues, and I know she went on to get divorced. So anyway, I was in high school. I should not have known that about her life, but
It was
she
the
was
80s.
only exactly. She was only like I remember she being 26, and I was probably like 14, so it's not like there was some huge age difference. Anyway, let's move on to actual news. So, Elemental opened this past weekend. We like to look at the box office when a new Disney movie opens. This being Pixar's latest. Pixar is the apex of animation of the industry, but they're struggling lately with their box office. Elemental's got some good critical review, and even some good cinema score, but it's just hard to get people out there to see it. It finished second this weekend. It did open against formidable film in Flash,
Which
but
also
both
isn't that great.
both films really underperformed expectations. So, yet despite that, Flash made about twice as much money as Elemental did. Elemental only made 29.5 million over the 3-day weekend. This is sort of a 4-day weekend, so I'm sorry, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days. This is sort of a 3-day weekend, so Monday will be counted as well. It's expected to do about 33 million if you count today. Second lowest opening for Pixar ever. And to me, it's even worse than that, since the lowest is Toy Story, the original movie, going all the way back to '99, and no one, Pixar had no cachet back then, really. So
I feel bad for Peter San because he did Good Dinosaur, which he took over. It was like the third director of that movie and tried to salvage it. And so it felt like he was finally like getting a chance with this one, and for it to do even worse somehow is
Oh,
heartbreaking to me.
I know, worse than Good Dinosaur, worse than Onward. Just
It'll probably have a higher total than Onward because Onward just got cut off the legs afterwards.
yeah, you just love doing that pun, don't you?
I did not mean to do that. I mean, it's box office legs, and the one thing he does have is legs.
know,
So
but
it's for anything, it's backwards. But
It's
I will
still
say,
good though.
the other thing that stuck out to me is in third place was Across the Spider-Verse, which made 27, so only $2 million less than Elemental, except that that's in its third weekend.
Third week,
First.
and somewhat the same audience as Elemental. So
So
yeah,
if Tony's
Elemental.
watching now, he's blowing up our comments any second now to tell us it's Disney's fault for getting people used to watching things on streaming and waiting for it, and that's why it didn't do well, which I do think is a factor, but I still think this is
Yeah,
very low, and I can't even say that they didn't promote it well. Like, we all had questions about Lightyear's marketing because it was all just very confusing. This was very straightforward, and it should have been an easy sell, I would think, but they even
Yeah,
did
I
a small
think-
tour. which you can see coverage of on our website that Benji did.
And I agree, the Disney Plus thing is a factor, but in my humble opinion, it is not a major factor. I don't know what it is. I have theories that don't need to share, but I do think it's I don't know. I don't have much interest in seeing this movie. I like Pixar movies. From the moment I saw it, I'm like, oh, this looks like Inside Out, and Inside Out's not one of my favorites. I've heard people talk about it. It's nothing like Inside Out. It kind of looks like it, and I know it reminds people of it, but it's not that movie. It's a very different movie. It's but just that first impression really hurt it for me, and I'm sure I'm not alone there. I don't know. Make a movie about people. Enough with the because Soul was about that little blue thing that wasn't so long ago, and this. Let's get some people, Pixar. Let's get some toys. Let's get Toy Story 5.
Is in Soul.
But a big part of Soul is the other world. Maybe a movie in this world. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they just lost their touch.
So you don't want a world where toys come to life or where
no, because toys come to life in this world. No, I don't need a Bug's Life, but whatever. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I have no idea. Geo is not available this morning. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, tell him we say hello, that we asked about him. Hey, Rich Ostry. So thanks for joining us. I always love when you join us because I get to see a Disney shit behind you. It makes me happy. Okay. Elemento, disappointment. We'll leave it at that. Over at Walt Disney World, there was some executive movement as a part of their commitment to development. I'm not used to them putting out releases for this level of executive movement.
Yeah, when Disney said Disney, when Benji put Disney execs, I figured it was going to be in relation to the CFO thing. And I'm like, these are all just Disney World VPs. Like,
no, and they're telling you, who the VP of a park is, and then who's reporting to them. So, like the food and beverage manager for Magic Kingdom. I care. I'm interested. I'm just surprised this is press release material. But anyway, a couple of moves that I want to point out because I do care who the VPs of the parks are. And wait for this to load because something's wrong. But so Sarah Riles is the new VP of the Magic Kingdom, and I would love to show you her picture if this page loads. Sorry.
It's okay. I know how things shut down if things don't go 100% for Doobie.
I need to reset the. Never mind. I'm not going to get into the tech talk. All right. So Sarah, you just laugh when that happens, don't you? Is the new VP of the Magic Kingdom. So if you see Sarah around the parks, tell her hello and congratulations on her new position.
And she took over Animal Kingdom.
Sorry.
You said she's at Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
But her photo is from Animal Kingdom.
Oh, right.
I'm just commenting on that. Yeah, like that's a tree, not a castle.
And so I wonder if you can guess where Marianne Smith, who was the new VP of Animal Kingdom, came from.
The Mickey in the background.
This must have been taken
Photobombing her. I don't know if this photoshopped or what. That's hilarious.
Well, I mean, my guess was this is like when everyone had to stay 14 feet away from each other. Period of time, perhaps.
Well, maybe you don't have to have Mickey in your corporate photo. Just an idea.
Anyway, congratulations to Sarah Riles and Marianne Smith. Sarah Riles at Magic Kingdom, Marianne Smith at Animal Kingdom. If you see them, say hello, say congratulations. That's one of the functions of the VPs of the parks, is to be there to talk to guests. So don't be shy.
Babies and shake hands.
Yeah, don't be shy. And then, if you're at Epcot and have to go to the restroom, so I saw this tweet by a different site. I don't remember which one. I would give them full credit, unfortunately.
You say it, and then I think I'll tell you what it is.
But it was parentheses world, nature calls.
I think it was Blog Mickey.
Okay. Full credit to Blog Mickey for that awesome tweet. The new restrooms in World Nature calls have opened, and when restrooms open, the blogs are there. So this restroom is more interesting than Ralph Brennan's Jazz Kitchen, don't you think?
Yeah, got more color. Yeah, I asked Luke. I was like, so how long do you have to wait to get a picture of inside with no one there? He's like, oh, it was past whatever 8:30, so no one was there anyway. He's like, if there was, I wouldn't have bothered. Dedication.
Always
there was
going the
no one
extra
in the
mile.
restroom at the time. That's why we were able to take a photo inside.
Hopefully this picture can kind of show you where this restroom is. This is the one as you're like, if you're, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're coming out of the land pavilion and it's like straight across there, it's one of the prime restrooms in the area and it's been closed for a while. So a lot of holding it going on, but not anymore. Now the restrooms are back.
Yeah, I mean, you could go behind imagination. It's not that far.
No, you're supposed to actually go to a restroom. You can't just go behind a pavilion.
Restrooms in the back of the imagination.
Oh. Yay, World Nature Calls.
You could use your imagination to make your own restroom.
You ever heard of the Philly Fountain?
Yep.
All right, we're going to leave it at that.
It's a big meeting.
I would like to point out that our Alex Rice has a great interview with the chief creative officer of Walt Disney Animation Studios, Jennifer Lee, that I have just put a link to in the chat. It's always good when someone who knows the business really well does an interview as opposed to just a generic person who tend to get these big interviews, obviously. So very insightful to read Alex's interview, and I think she appreciates the interviewer as well and the questions she's getting in this particular interview. So just invite you to go read it, get a little more insight into Jennifer Lee, who is not directing Frozen 3, because she's got bigger things to worry about these days as the creative head of Animation Studios. So hey, were you impressed with this interview, Kyle?
I haven't read it all yet, but I did hear a tease that she was constantly commenting on the things that Alex noticed in Wish, in the footage of Wish. That he saw 20 minutes of it, I believe. So like the first reel. And yeah, even in that, apparently saw a lot of Easter eggs that she was surprised that he picked up on. So.
We'll talk about the Once Upon a Studio short, which Alex got to see all of that at, pronounce it for me, Kyle?
Annecy. It's really not that hard. You're confusing with the other French festival, Cannes, which you don't know how to say. That makes sense, but Annecy is pretty straightforward.
You could have just answered the question without making... We're just going to continue Disney Trivia Live. Pounce on Doobie Day. Huh?
There's slack for that.
I got so ripped on Saturday.
You know what? I was going to look, by the way. Can we talk a little bit about Disney Trivia Live for just a second?
Yes, we can.
Okay. The Hawkeye question, I'm pretty sure you've done that before. So I was going to go look at the spreadsheet and look up Hawkeye and see if you had. It might have been the pre-spreadsheet days, and I still can't find your source for that, but I'm pretty sure that you made that exact same mistake before.
Okay,
so
Wiki,
I want to note this happened.
Hawkeye, number of children. I don't think that's what I did. So tell him, while I look this up, you tell him.
So Hawkeye, the question was about Hawkeye's children in the MCU. How many does he have? And the answer is 3. Becca can name them. I forgot them already. And somebody else in the chat named them. But Doobie said there was 2, and that's the answer that he made, and said that he looked it up. And then it might just be deja vu, but I feel like he had this question before and also came to the wrong answer.
All right, so here's what I think I did.
Which are a thing that happens rarely on TTL, I should say. Questions are usually correct to not misworded at all. And
a lot of typos, but the questions are usually correct. I had two wrong ones on this one. One legit wrong, this one. The other one where I worded it incorrectly.
And then a typo and a correct answer. But we're not talking about that.
Here's what I think I did. I think whatever query I searched, I ended up on the Hawkeye MCU Wikipedia page. I wanted to make sure MCU, because who the heck knows what goes on this stupid comic books. You can have 14 kids in there. And I did specify MCU, and I searched, and I think what I'm guessing I did is I read 2 daughters and stopped. Missed the part about the son.
Okay.
It happened. I apologize. I should be better. I will be better. My commitment to you. I'm going to use this as a learning moment. It's a teachable moment. I'm going to get off of social media for a while and see what I can learn from this and come back a better person. I would never be a better person. While we're talking about Annecy, Eric Goldberg got a spot on Annecy's Walk of Fame. Disney. Is he a legend? If he's not, he will be.
Here's my trick. You type in Eric Goldberg and D23. And he has his own page, and he's probably a legend.
I don't believe he's a legend yet, which is
Yeah, I guess
impossible.
not.
Wow. He will be. He will be a legend. I would not be surprised in the least if he is a legend next year, assuming there is an Expo next year. So, but he is a member of the Annecy Festival's Walk of Fame, which is, would you say that is the premier animation festival in the world?
Yes.
Yes. So, would you say it is
it is
a higher honor than a Disney legend?
No.
Would you
I'm
say
not for people like us?
Is it a higher honor than a window on Main Street?
I don't think so.
Anything?
I mean, I don't even know. Like, Tony will have to tell us. Tony, come on. What are you doing? There's no news. Why aren't you here?
I know. No, Tony, let's talk Elemental. Get yourself on here.
When I'm thinking about giving him an ER before he even comes on, it's a slow day.
It's possible he's not watching, which is are you allowed
That's what I'm saying.
I feel are you allowed to not watch?
I don't know.
Is that one of the rules? Thank you, Nikki B. Thank you so much.
Stow your weapons.
Oh, he might have a God legend. It's not for Jack.
He's being bitter about Josh Gad being a Disney legend.
Tony, put a shirt over the tank top and get on the air here.
Or
unless you're really
you could just Pat McAfee it. Maybe we'll get more viewers.
Unless we get to use his intro.
That's true.
Legitimately. All right, this is one of the feel-good stories of the year. That's an overstatement, but this is a feel-good story. The performers from some of the performers from Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular at Walt Disney World got to go to the premiere of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. How cool is that? So we have Kevin Brassard, who originated the role of Indiana Jones in the Stunt Spectacular and is now portrays the producer. And then we have Michelle Waitman, who now portrays Marion in the show. If you've seen the show, that all makes a lot of sense. They got to go to the premiere. They get to meet Harrison Ford, and they are in the Stunt Spectacular at Hollywood Studios. That's pretty darn cool, Kyle.
That is cool. Speaking of cool, I am attempting to DM you a photo that perhaps you can show. I think so. They've been a part of the show for a long time. I think maybe one of them is like the producer role now, the
yes.
Indiana Jones guy. Yeah. So, but he's been with the show a very long time. To show you just how long, Becca was looking through her archives this weekend and found that she actually has an autograph from him back when she went in the 90s.
Wow.
The only character, Tony pointed out, this is probably the only character where you can do this, but he put best wishes and then put Indiana Jones, Kevin, what's his name, Brassman? Brassard. Yeah, whatever.
Brassard.
So he has his real name and his character name as part of the autograph. So there you go.
Becca still has that too. That's pretty awesome.
In her Mickey autograph book. The one with Mickey and like the pen on the front.
Somewhere I've got the autograph book. It wasn't the traditional autograph book. I bought like a journal and I used it as my autograph book. With like Kirk Wall's autograph from back in 1990, whatever, who's the main Billy on the Hillbillies, and lots of people. I don't even remember what's in it. I need to look through it again. That reminds me of that. But I used to, any performer, as well as characters, but any kind of performer, I'd get a chance to get an autograph of. Walking around, I would do that. Probably even like executives. What's in that? I'm sure Rebecca could put her hands on that book like that. Yeah, I should look through that. That's pretty cool. All right, what else we got? Not a whole lot more. We got Indiana Jones, Eric Goldberg, Walking in Restrooms. Man. Oh, let's do the Decades collection, the 60s Decades collection.
Yeah, this came out this morning, and I have thoughts. So we're up to the 60s. They started with the 30s, I guess, because there was a Snow White thing. So they kind of choose different movies from the decade, and then they just have different items inspired by that. So this month they have, so there's this pin, which is kind of fun. It's Wonderful World of Color pin with, what's his name? Von Drake.
Ludwig von Drake.
Yes, I think so.
Annecy. Okay.
Yeah. This backpack of 101 Dalmatians, another lounge fly.
You like this? I like this.
I like this too. It's not my favorite, but I like it. But I do really like. I like the back, yeah, and that's the inside print. I really like these ears. I think that's a lot of fun. I like all the color. I like the kind of bow that goes with the theme, and those look nice. And then, yes, the back
of them.
These plushes from Madam Min and Mim and Merlin. No.
Oh.
Okay.
No. Terrifying. Scary. Don't like.
Terrifying. They don't have holes in them. So I love this magic band. Hefflumps and woozles. However, $65 for this darn magic band. That's insane. I have no idea why you pay that much for something like that.
For something. Oh, like that. Okay.
Like that, yeah.
They pay that much for something. $65. Wow.
Yeah.
If you do really want that band, though, and are going to pay $65, Kyle, how should they do it?
Oh, you should go to this article on laughingplace.com and click the link. It will not impact your pricing whatsoever, but it'll give us a nice little commission and support the work we do here at Laughing Place. And also, if your order is more than $75, make sure to use the code SHIPMAGIC so that you get free shipping. Disney does not just apply free shipping to you once you cross that $75 threshold, so you need to enter the code. So remember your friends who told you this helpful information and shop through us.
And we do not get a percentage of the shipping, so it does not hurt us in any way for you to get free shipping.
Rebecca was saying that she didn't understand the pricing of the magic bands in the market, and I said, yes, it's very confusing.
Did you really just, off the top of your head, come up with that?
I put that in Slack this morning, and nobody responded, so I'm glad that I got a laugh out of you, at least.
Well, it's much more impressive to do that while speaking. You're like, question, and then 2 seconds later goes the answer. Then typing, where who knows how long you spent on that, working it, workshopping it, doing it at smaller clubs.
Like there's time codes on Slack to see that it was within a minute.
All right. Oh, a couple more fun stories. I wish Gideon was awake this morning so he could tell me more about this story.
It's 9:30.
I wish Gideon were watching this morning. How about that? So he could tell me more about this story. It's a teenager during the summer. He can sleep as much as he wants to. The Incredibles is
very relevant.
To Minecraft.
Brand new movie just came out 5 years ago. And here they are inside of Minecraft, which, believe it or not, is a modern... Minecraft is a very big game. I don't understand it. They're blocky.
My son, he just I think it was yesterday, he showed me, he recreated Twister Ride It Out, the defunct Universal Orlando attraction, and showed me his creation of Twister Ride It Out. And then he had me watch a making of video. He's done Jaws the Ride. I think that's what it was a making of for. He wanted me to proofread the text. He made a video with a lot of text, so before he did the upload, he wanted me to proofread his text. And so it was a making of, so it was the first time I've gotten to see how he actually does this stuff. My son's a programmer. Didn't even know, but this stuff is a programming. He's a programmer. He's big on Minecraft. So anyway, this is downloadable content from Orville Studios, Oreville. Get it? Minecraft, Orville Studios.
No privacy at all around that.
Oh, horrible. And Walt Disney Games, 9 character skins, they point out, including Edna Mode. So
Darling.
Fun times for Minecraft people, and they've had to wait a few years for it to come, but here it is. And finally, Kyle, before we get to other stuff, so finally may not be the right word for this, but you excited now?
Yeah.
Elmo.
Scary.
So you know the Rocco bit? You've seen the video where Elmo gets mad about Rocco?
Oh.
Oh. Well, Rigby gets triggered when I do the voice. I do the Elmo thing about yelling about Rocco, and she gets all excited. It's pretty funny. But I'm like,
Rocco's just a rock.
Can you
Rocco's
demonstrate?
not alive.
Go get Rigby. Let's see this live.
no, it's okay. She's probably hearing me in the other room. Her ears are perking up.
All right, this is SeaWorld Orlando. Getting into the
Kidder
popcorn
knows.
bucket craze. Kidder knows everything. Getting to the popcorn bucket craze with the Elmo Sandcastle bucket available at Sesame Sips, also Orca Market and High Seas Market.
I don't know if this is really how it looks, but I like the idea of the popcorn like popping out of the castle.
I'm sure, just like Disney popcorn buckets, never actually used to hold popcorn.
Probably.
Oh, so you've triggered Nikki B too. Her ears are perked up.
But I'll have to show you the video because it's pretty hilarious.
Before
Yeah,
a
he
walk.
loses it because Zoe wants to give Rocco the last cookie and Elmo's not having it.
Is this like on Sesame Street?
This was on Sesame Street like years ago, but it only like resurfaced like maybe a year ago, and people thought it was the funniest thing because it is very funny.
Anything you've got, Kyle? I've got some personal stuff I want to talk about, but I'll give you a chance first.
Okay, that's quite a tease. I'm not seeing any news items.
I mean, like your personal life, anything going on?
My personal life. Well, this weekend I bought several pairs of pants because I decided I'm going to compare pants from numerous different companies for my personal finance blog. So yesterday I bought like 6 pairs of pants. Yeah, that was my weekend.
Okay, anything Disney related?
I also want to say I have a new short that I'm going to upload right after this show on my channel, youtube.com/money@30, about my time as an extra. So you can please check that out. It's only a minute long. So,
we
not
are
much
going
of a
to.
time investment.
We have a pocket pick for tomorrow now. Don't let me forget. I want to show this on this show.
Might get a little risque, but that's okay.
Or not.
It's not really risque. It's just I talk about how, because it's a finance channel, so I talk about how little money I made and how I would volunteer to make out with people on camera so that I could get extra money. And so there's a clip of me making out with someone on national television.
I think we can handle that.
Okay.
As long as the language is clean and that's the worst visual, we'll be okay.
Yes, you see Jane Lynch yelling at me while I'm making out with a cheerleader in a bathroom stall.
You get extra money when you make out?
Yeah, like $25.
What else do you get extra money for doing?
I wore a straitjacket on American Horror Story because they'd pay me more. That one varied, usually like up to $50, just because I'd be confined. It was fine. What other thing? Stunt bumps. So sometimes I'd have to like shoulder check somebody. They give me money for that. Yeah. Also, one time they just gave me a bump on Happy Endings because I was not heavily featured, but I was more featured, and so they gave me extra money.
Extra TikTok is a thing. There are a bunch of extra people on TikTok who do videos. That's what it's like.
So basically,
this
isn't gonna light the world on fire.
It might. You could become the premier extra TikToker.
Yeah.
You could. All right. So I've done 3 Disney film things recently that I would like to talk about in reverse chronological order. Last night I saw Flamin' Hot.
Did you watch on
Channel.
Hulu or Disney Plus?
Disney Plus. I wasn't sure if there was a difference, but if there was, I wanted the Disney Plus version.
Commercials, I'm sure is the difference.
Oh, well,
Unless
we
you
have
have the
neither.
ad free. Okay.
Yeah, we have ad free both. So, says the guy who just buys 6 pairs of pants in one day.
Yeah. That was a business expense.
So is this. Hulu. Disney owns it. Think I write that off? Anyway, saw Flamin' Hot. It's a much better. Have you seen it?
No.
It is the story of the creation of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, as Frito-Lay would have liked to have believed at some point. It is now no longer thought to be true, and I don't think they try to purport it anymore. But at the time the film was made, it was purported to be the truth, that a janitor came up with the idea and presented it directly to the CEO, and they tried it, and it became a billion-dollar industry. Really fun, rags to riches, perseverance, entrepreneurial story, great message. He was Mexican, and that's a big part of it as well. Just a good, positive, feel-good movie. No big surprises, no big revelations, but really good. Directed by...
Would you say it burned good?
I would not, because that's on my list. Eva Longoria
It's not in your list. It's not a thing. That's why I put this. You added it to your list while watching the movie. Is that what
If the
happened?
bird, exactly, it got used twice in the movie, so nope, I'm out. Eva Longoria directed it. Fun job. Recommend. It's easy watch. Good feel good movie, like I said.
Was it a love letter to entrepreneurial
No, it
spirit?
was not a love lover. You know my favorite part in it? The president in season 1, or the presidential candidate in season 1 of 24, who also went on to do Allstate commercials. I can't think of his name right now, but you know who I'm talking about. Very deep voice, black guy. Great role in that movie. Fantastic role. Fun movie. Check it out. And then earlier yesterday, my Father's Day gift. It's a kind of a Father's Day gift tradition that I go to the movies with one or both members of my family because they hate going to the movies and I love it. So happy Father's Day. We'll go to the movies with you. Little Mermaid. Finally got to see it.
And
Have you seen it yet?
just stop
Waiting
acting.
for that streaming version?
I got
Waiting for that-
pants to buy, Dewey. I can't be watching movies. Scuttlebutt.
I liked it. Scuttlebutt I loved. Okay, I know people hate the Scuttlebutt. I love Scuttlebutt. That's a great song. I can't wait to listen to that later today. The movie...
Is it better than the song from Vacation Club?
No, give me... Okay. We listened to that this weekend, actually. We put it on in the car.
It's quite a Father's Day gift.
2 other new songs in that movie, though. Terrible. Both. Eric's song is just, goodness. It's a showstopper in a whole different kind of way. But I liked the movie a decent amount. I would not say it's good. 2 hours and 15 minutes, give me a break. Goodness, cut down the movie. But I like the movie, and I see who's coming. I'm so excited. I did enjoy it a little bit. Underwater is bad. So once they got to land, it got so much better. It is a much better movie on land than in the water. So that really redeemed it. Aquafina, Scuttle, I absolutely loved. Melissa McCarthy, Ursula, really good. I liked Eric, the character and the actor, other than when he was singing his song. Halle Bailey, who was getting all the accolades, even by people who don't like the movie, to me was kind of the weak point. I did not love Halle Bailey. I particularly did not love her singing, even though most people do. So I recognize this is a flaw in me. But yeah, the movie was not horrible. Not as horrible as I expected.
Speaking of Under the Sea, is it true that although they have all the lyrics about the fish playing all the instruments, there is none of that actually taking place?
Right. Oh my goodness. How do you ruin Under the Sea? The only thing that happens is the blowfish blows.
Okay, good.
Yes, I did notice that. I'm like, why are they talking about the newt play the flute? Where's the newt playing the flute? Where's the carp playing the harp? Where's the bass playing you know what I mean? It was very annoying and dumb. And instead they had like dancing starfish and stuff. How do you ruin Under the Sea? And he's a disappointment. David Diggs, who I love, his performance in the original Hamilton as Marquis de Lafayette and Thomas Jefferson is just spectacular. Spectacular. In this, he's just dead. It's nothing. His Sebastian was not great. Yeah, bring back Samuel Lee Wright. I mean,
Bring back
you'd have
Shrek.
to literally bring him back, but but it was so much better. So the things I kind of thought I would love between Sebastian and Halle Berry were the disappointments. But some of the other stuff, I love Grimsby. I knew we'd get there. Also, I don't understand why they didn't do Les Poissons. That would have been so much fun. That's one of the songs they cut was Les Poissons. So, all right, Luke Manning. Technically, contrary opinion here, Halle Bailey was far and away the highlight of the film. Luke, you're British. You are wrong. You are right. Eric's song sounded far too much like Beast's song from the live action, which is not the same one.
Nothing to the Oscars. That's not Scuttlebutt. They have to write an original song so they can win.
Is that the same one from Broadway? I'm sure it is. Yeah, I hate that Beast song. I hate it. And yes, this was very much that same song, Luke. You're very right. So you got one right, you got one wrong. I liked her acting. I liked her in the movie. I'm not saying I didn't like her in the movie. I did. I just did not like her performances of the songs. To each his own. Wrong, Luke. Let's bring Tony. Tony, are you available? The last thing I want to talk about is not animation. So we've got Little Mermaid here. We've got Elemental here. Let's give Tony a few words. He has an introduction. Yes.
And now, joining the show is someone very special. We have a mutual friend in Wally. He's the Doobster's favorite person on Earth, and he's a tub time extraordinaire. You know him, you may or may not love him. Here he is. Drumroll. Technically Tony.
Hey, Tony.
I missed Ethan this morning. I'm sad. Also, after a bit of research, I can't really find much about the accolades for a Walk of Fame at the Annecy. Even when I wrote that yesterday or 2 days ago, however long it was, I was just nothing is coming up as to what that necessarily is. But it's obviously some kind of lifetime achievement award, and that can't be pushed aside. So,
Tony Betty, our animation expert here at LP.
With not one
Elemental.
but two fans in the shop.
Did you see Elemental, Tony?
not yet. I'm going Thursday.
Okay. To what do you attribute its box office disaster?
The training of the modern audience to wait 6 weeks for it to appear on Disney Plus.
You really think that's all it is?
Yeah.
Other animated movies from other studios are doing just fine, and they will
But those
eventually go to
animation,
streaming
those
services as well.
they will eventually, yes, and we know that they will go eventually. But what was it in like 2021? It was kind of dropped in. It'll either be Premiere Access or in 6 weeks it'll show up on Disney Plus.
Are we really expecting this to show up on Disney Plus in 6 weeks? Little Mermaid is now only a couple weeks away. By the way, Little Mermaid did just fine, and it's going to eventually be on Disney Plus.
I'm sure with that, yeah. But I'm just saying every other, especially Pixar, it came right to Disney Plus or waited 6 weeks.
Okay, so that mentality applies to Elemental, but it's not applying.
I'll
to Little Mermaid.
also kind of give a credit to the marketing because it looks very much like Romeo and Juliet or West Side Story, and apparently it's not. So I'll find out
really?
Thursday. Yep.
I had a friend who saw it, and they said I should take my wife out on a date night. That it is a great date night romantic movie.
I'm sure
Tony
it's
said
romantic,
otherwise.
but I don't think it's very much, the jets and the.
Sharks.
Yeah, thank you. I can't remember the other one.
Fires in the water. Do you expect to like it?
I expect to like it. There's only ever been one Pixar movie I've engrossly hated, so.
Were you a big fan of Lightyear?
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen The Little Mermaid?
No. Well, I did in 1989 and subsequent years past, but I've not seen the new refurbishment Little Mermaid. No.
Somebody, I was thinking. I love the use of subsequent. I was thinking that we'd have Tony on to talk about the animated movie. I also saw Little Mermaid, forgetting it's a live action movie because
Yeah,
that's
kind of like the 2019 Lion King.
Yeah, so much of it is so not live action. Not as bad as Lion King, but
And from what I've seen, it doesn't look that good either. And I'll tell you right now up front, that is one I probably won't even watch when it comes to Disney Plus because I'll just pop in my physical media of the animated classic.
It is so dark. When it is underwater, this must have been a decision. I don't know why, but it is so dark underwater. When Melissa McCarthy is doing Poor Unfortunate Souls, whenever they do a scene switch, whatever you call it, a camera switch, you're like trying to find her. Where is she in the scene? Because it is just so dark in there. And then, of course, her tentacles are black, and then there's just her face somewhere, and it's literally hard to find her during a lot of that song. I don't understand that choice.
Well, she is a squid, and they tend to know to like camouflage and stuff, don't they?
Do you think that's what the point was, to make it hard to find the character?
I just know
in the
she's
song?
not an octopus because it's easier to draw 6 tentacles instead of 8. So,
TIL. Tony, thanks for coming on this morning. Anything else you want to tell us what you've been up to lately? We haven't had you on in a while.
a lot of Disney TV animation happening. We've got KIF. The other day, Annecy also took place, and I was kind of tuned into you guys, but also feeding you what to talk about because every 15 minutes was something new in the world of television animation. So,
Yeah, it's a busy time. And you're a big fan of television animation, right?
by default, yes, and then I actually grew to love it. Yeah.
Oh, this is a new thing for you?
Yeah, I was like in my adult years, I kind of fell out of TV outside of like Adult Swim and adult television animation. But our beloved CEO said, "Here, try this, and then assigned me something, and then I was like, oh, this is good. He's like, okay, then you like this one. Boom, 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 and they all start coming in.
So Rich is gonna wait for Disney Plus. Yeah, that's the hardest thing about Little Mermaid. It's not that it's bad. It's that the original is just so much better. And this is just, well, it's a familiar IP. Let's go. And I understand the other stuff for a new generation and perhaps a new market and all that. I do, but
I just realized what Kyle said about two fans. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yes. Thanks, Tony. It's such an easy. I mean, their job is to make money. It clearly makes money when you use an existing IP and you make a live action, and they're doing a little something different with it. But it's just a tiny bit depressing that they don't make original live action movies. Anyway, thanks for joining us, Tony. I'm sure you feel completely differently on that. You love when they remake their animated classics with live action.
Oh, yeah. I mean, with the writer's strike going on, they have to do something, right?
Are you working on
to write the live action movie?
Oh, I thought it was just a copy and paste, and they said humans don't draw it.
Well, they have to update things. They have to write a new song to try to get another Oscar.
Yeah, because Lin-Manuel needs his EGOT.
They have to rewrite some of the songs. They did do some lyrical changes.
Like what, Doobie? Tell us.
In Kiss the Girl, at some point, instead of go on and kiss the girl, it's use your words and ask her. That's not but what they changed it to is correct. What they replaced was not what I said. But yes, use your words and ask her. To make a point of saying you don't kiss girls without asking them first. And in Poor Unfortunate Souls, how do I do that without my voice? You have your looks, your pretty face, and don't underestimate the importance of body language. That whole segment is not in that song at all. So.
And don't they tell her to rip off her scales or something too now? And that's part of the spell?
Yes, you do it in blood, so she rips a scale out, and it's kind of gross.
It does solve a plot hole, though, from the original. So,
which is what?
That she can't write, because if she could sign her name, she obviously knows, so she could theoretically write in the sand, I can't talk.
And they also make a point of, I don't remember this in the original, of telling us that she does not know that she needs to try to get him to kiss her. So.
Right. In this one, she throws that, Ursula throws that into the curse that she doesn't realize her purpose.
so Scuttle and Nemo or whatever have to try to make it happen behind the scenes without her being aware. Who is it? Scuttle Flounder.
Nemo.
He doesn't look like Nemo or his animated counterpart, so also, I don't know where you got Nemo from.
As ugly as Scuttle and Flounder and all of them are, Sebastian, are in the character posters where we're all like, ew, they look just fine in the movie. It works fine in the movie. They never should have showed them to us outside of the context of the movie.
Can I go on a Flounder rant for a second?
Please.
2003, I birthed a distaste for Flounder, and I'll tell you why. Does anybody remember what Disney Parks attraction opened in 2003?
I do not.
Mickey's PhilharMagic. So when you opened that part with the CG Flounder at the height of the most popular animated movie of all time at that point, everybody started screaming, Nemo! As soon as you see CG Flounder bouncing around. And I'm like, that's not Nemo.
That is the kind of thing that would drive Tony crazy.
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Tony, for joining us, for coming on, putting on a decent shirt, and joining us here.
It's actually it's the Avengers Campus shirt that everybody tells me I shouldn't own, but I have it. Yeah.
Who tells
what do you think?
Not that I shouldn't own, but they said it should have been an Avengers Campus
You shouldn't own that T-shirt.
Yeah.
Did you hear Kyle bought 6 pairs of pants?
6 pairs of pants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is my experience with Kyle that he just always needs to have a pair of shorts on hand.
I only have 1 pair of shorts, and I wore them this weekend when I rode a Peloton for the first time. And I did not buy a Peloton; it's at my apartment complex.
I asked you what you've been up to.
How'd that go? Yeah, I want to know about this. What did you watch?
I did the line breaker thing, and I listened to 80 songs.
By
what? It was like an 80s playlist.
Okay.
It was like "It's My Life" by Talk Talk was the first one. There was Aha was on there. For some reason, Elvis Costello's Veronica, which I like that song, but it's not like quintessential '80s for me. And some other ones I forget what. Oh, well, Blondie's "Dreamin'," which is a favorite. That was good.
How's that go?
When I met you in the restaurant, you could tell I
don't
was
know
no
either.
debutante.
How do I not know this?
You asked me what's my pleasure.
Because he said Blondie,
or
I
a
hear the beat in my
measure.
head, but I don't know this song.
Get to the chorus. Get to the
I'll
chorus.
just keep on dreaming. Dreaming is free. Dreaming. Someone's getting a YouTube video after this.
I think two people are.
It's one of my favorite Blondie songs. I think it's better than like "Call Me" or "Tide Is High," which is a cover.
Really? Why not? No, not that one. All right. Thanks, Tony.
Bye, everybody.
And the third Disney thing he did this weekend.
The reason we did not have a show last Thursday and Friday is I went down to Burbank to see a movie called Chevalier, which is a movie about the 18th century French composer, fencer, violinist, French revolutionary Joseph Bologna Chevalier de Saint Georges. And
Wow.
It was a really, I like my French. It was a
That was
really
awesome.
interesting movie. I keep wanting to say it was a really good movie, and I can't say that. I thought it was a good movie. I did not love it. I did like it, but the subject of the film, I love. A fascinating person who I'd never heard of before this. I've since tried to learn quite a bit more about. Hopefully, this film will go a long way to help other people learn about him and get him a little bit more into the mainstream. He is considered the first black composer to achieve notoriety in Europe back in the 18th century, so this is quite a while ago. This is him actually doing a rap battle with Mozart on violin, which is how the film starts, which was pretty darn spectacular. I don't know if it actually happened, but it was pretty darn spectacular in the movie. So recommend you check that out. It's on Hulu right now streaming, or you can rent it. It was a theatrical, but now you can watch it on Hulu, or rent it on Amazon Prime or whatever. Definitely well worth watching and learning more about Chevalier.
And Doobie got to walk under an airplane wing.
Walk under an airplane wing. Yes. Because I went to Burbank Airport, and that is the cool part. And if you watch Disney Trivia Live, you got me go on and on about how much I love airplanes, but that's not what this show here is for. So we're going to just move on here to...
We've got 20 minutes of vacation slide. All right, I'm ready.
You ready? So
Yes,
I
ready
did
to
not go
go.
back. I did not go back over the missed days, so we'll have to wait till next year to get to some of those. But we're going to start with 1957. I will read you the story of this movie about a young silversmith's apprentice in colonial Boston who was drawn into the American Revolutionary War. Stars Hal Stallmaster and Lana Patton and features a cameo by Walt's daughter Sharon.
Okay,
What is this movie?
I'm going to admit, when I went to the web this morning, I think I saw the first word of this because it was not in white. I didn't see anything else from this quiz, but I saw the first one, and putting pieces together, even though I would not have gotten this otherwise, I think is it Johnny Tremaine?
It is Johnny Tremaine. That is perfectly fine. Bravo. I forgot to put it in white until later this morning, so my fault. All right. On this day in 1960, a theme park opened. Not a Disney theme park, but very influential to Disney and kind of one of those Disney fans it's in the zeitgeist of Disney fans.
It's not
1960.
It's not Knott's, right?
It's not Knott's. That opened
Because
well
that was
before
earlier.
Disneyland.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so in the influential to Disney. So is it the Tripoli Gardens or whatever?
Oh, good guess. Really
That's
good
even
guess.
older,
No.
though, isn't it? Okay, what? Okay, no. And the zeitgeist of
Particularly influential to a young Tony Baxter who visited there. He talks about that. Good guess, Tony.
Disney. Isn't that what it is?
Tony, if you want to come on for this day in Disney history, Tony, feel free. If you have time, if you're busy, don't. But,
Um,
this is a good group thing.
No, I don't know.
It is Freedom Land in New York City. Not heard of Freedom Land?
No.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this was the map of the park. It was actually shaped like America.
Oh, wow.
And just influential to a lot of people. My father-in-law went there. He can talk about going to Freedom Land. Yeah, Rebecca's father. And Tony Baxter went there, and he's talked about visiting Freedom Land. Oh, and maybe someone else will be getting a YouTube video after this show. On this day in 1978. Happy birthday to an MCU starlet.
Birthday.
An MCU starlet.
78.
78.
Is it your girl ScarJo?
It is not. You are in the right universe, obviously, because I told you MCU. But no, it is not her. She was also in Curse of the Black Pearl.
Oh. Wait, no. Who's in Curse?
Also in another extremely successful franchise that kicked off in 2009, starring a different Chris.
Okay. Oh, wait. No. Different Chris. Okay, so wait, is it Zoe?
Yes, it is Zoe Valdana.
Who's she in Black Pearl? I can't pick.
I don't know. It could have been a tiny role. It was just there. AKA.
That's
camera.
fine, but no, I figured it out because of Star Trek.
Welcome back, Tony.
Hi,
Sorry about
she's
that.
I don't remember her name. Like basically the only woman on the crew that's not Elizabeth Swann, but she's not really on the crew of the Black Pearl.
Huh.
Oh,
Haven't
are
seen
you
that
familiar
movie
with
in a long
Freedom?
time.
I only
you
watched
familiar with
that recently.
Tony, are you familiar with Freedom Land?
Not well versed, but I know its existence. Yes.
You at least have heard of it. Okay.
Yep.
For both of you guys, 1987, Disney Channel premiere film. I guess this is before they were called DCOMs. Featuring Alan Thicke, Robin Lively, and Jay Underwood, based on a series of young adult novels about Seth McAvoy, about a scientist who creates an android son. That's all the hint you need, so you either know it or you don't.
My Son the Robot?
Not bad. No,
Okay.
but not bad. It's also not Small Wonder. It is Not Quite Human.
Ah.
Have
With
neither of you
Alan
guys
Thicke, I
heard
would
of
have
it?
guessed it was called like Growing Codes or something.
That is the most 80s magazine cover.
All right, wow. So disappointing. Where's my wife? She would have got that.
Disney
Right,
Channel had its own magazine too. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
wow,
It was like a
Disney kind of
TV
blew
guide for Disney
dry
Channel, if
for
I
a
remember
while.
right, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it was a TV guide. I've got a ton of these. It was a TV guide, plus they had a bunch of fun stuff in there.
There's
I've got
I'm
these in my
particular
garage.
on the
That's a lot of
Grand-
negative space for a cover photo.
A Prairie Home Companion did not end in 1987. What are they talking about?
We continue now. 1987, also, a children's drama film about a dog trying to survive in the wilderness.
It sounds familiar, but it's
My first guess was Milo and Otis, but I don't think that's right.
It is not Milo and Otis, although that is a great movie. Nothing, guys?
What letter does it start with?
Our CEO,
Oh,
Benji.
Benji.
Benji the Hunted. There you go.
Were a
never
lot of
seen it
movies
either.
back then about a dog and a cat getting lost in the woods?
Yeah, and this is a few years before Homeward Bound.
Yeah.
All right, 1995. This is something was added to the Magic Kingdom.
No, I don't know if it was Alien. Was it Alien Encounter?
Not an attraction. If it was an attraction,
Okay.
I would have said an attraction. It's
Okay.
something. Not even a store, not a shop.
Was it the partner statue?
Yes, goodness, Tony, way to go. 2 years after it debuted at Disneyland,
Yeah.
this partner statue came to Magic Kingdom. Nice job, Tony. I've never been so happy to know you. That sounds weird. 1998.
Mulan.
1998. Downtown Disney, Walt Disney World, wood opened.
Disney Quest?
Yes. Tony, you have a new job. You are coming on for this day in Disney history every day. Disney Quest opened 1998 at Walt Disney World. No longer there. And finally, on this day in 1998, same day as
Go on.
Disney Quest opened. Good job. Kyle, you have your old job back. Mulan opened in theaters.
Which was made about 3 miles from Disney Quest.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yep.
That's a good point. Tony's future workplace.
Well,
Where does "I'll Make a Man Out of You" rank on your list of top Disney songs?
Beef. Oh, no. I'll make a man out of you? No. No. Girl with Whiting Fighting For is my favorite song from that movie. Man out of you is good, but
not Reflection?
no. Beef pork chicken.
What
That's
about
like
the
one of the best lyrics.
Disney Legend X Tina version of Reflection?
Oh, dude, there's a fire.
Oh yeah, forgot the German Europa.
Europa, yeah, in
Yeah, we're
Germany.
waiting on that. We're on top of that story. We're just waiting
Okay,
for more details.
we're working it. All right, I'm looking
on
at
on the beat. Our
I'm
European
looking
park
at-
correspondent.
On scene?
No, he's
Oh, okay.
watching for comments from the park on Twitter.
Okay.
A little different.
Yep.
But yeah, hopefully it's not as bad as last time.
All right. It is a holiday for much of society, so there was not a 10 o'clock tweet dump. I see exactly one from Blackish talking about Juneteenth.
Makes sense.
So I guess that's it, guys.
Woo!
Thank you, Kyle, as always. Tony,
course.
it's been a particular pleasure to have you, even though you couldn't wait to get out of here. And we'll be back at 4 p.m. today for Disney Parks Talk with Michael Celestino and Rebecca Mosley and Jeremiah Good and myself. Until then, bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this abbreviated edition of The Morning Show.
It's actually longer than normal.